Attention. Welcome to the Different Spectrums podcast. We dive into the wild world of mental health discussions. Get ready for profound talks, a sprinkle of humor and sarcasm, and a touch of colorful language. Just a quick heads up, our show reflects our individual opinions, which may not align with the standpoint of the podcast, our featured guests, or any related corporate entities. Our mission? To illuminate through laughter and satire because everyone needs a good chuckle. Chill out and don't stress over the small stuff. Legal troubles? No, thank you. Cancel culture? Please spare us. We'd rather keep this space lawsuit free. So buckle up, have a good time, and join us as we navigate the vibrant realm of mental health on the Different Spectrums podcast. Hey everybody, we back again.
We're back. We're back.
All right, just stuttering through that. I'm Spencer. That's Nas.
Baby daddy, Dr. Nas.
Doctor.
Damn, I started real hard.
What the fuck is happening? What's going
I think I
on?
had a seizure.
Sounds like your gut after eating something spicy.
I like all types of shrimp. Jesus Christ.
Better tuck that lip in. All right. There you go. All right. Remember, don't take us too seriously.
Or two. That's completely up to you. But you're probably not going to watch the spot if you do.
Also, don't forget to rub those likes for us. We'd really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes. Shout out to Cure Hydration, one of our great collaborators. They make all these hydration packs you can put into your water. Makes it taste real good. Real good. Keep you hydrated.
Yep.
Yes. You can get up to 10% off if you use the code DSP or DSP20. Or you can go to our link in the link tree. Pointing down. Yep. There you go. So go check them out and use our code so you can save on all of your items.
Save big money at Menards.
You're not sponsored by Menards.
Nope.
So don't tell them we sent you. He made me get this shovel.
What do you need a shovel for? We're going to bury your body.
Don't worry about
it.
Yeah. So today we are talking about the classic, the Martin Scorsese classic, The King of Comedy. There it is, right there, featuring Robert De Niro and Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lewis, if you don't know, because you probably don't, because you're young as fuck. He was a big time comedy guy back in like the 50s. Did all the stuff with Dean Martin, and then went on to do his own things. And actually, for this movie, people hated him because he wasn't funny enough. He was taking the role seriously, and he's just known for his comedy. People are like, "Why isn't he funny? I don't get it." So
Okay.
great times to be Jerry Lewis. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about the autism. Also talking about some a wide imagination, maybe a few delusions in there.
Yep.
And also a little bit of rejection.
A little bit.
Because they just don't see who you are yet.
I'm used. That's what I tell all my dates. Girl, you just don't know who I am. Who I'm going to be.
You talk like that?
Yep.
I'm from Louisiana.
I like all types of shrimp.
Stop with the shrimp. Bubba, jeez.
Girl, you just don't understand. I'm gonna make it big. I'm gonna make it so big I'm gonna die of a heart attack.
On the toilet? Okay.
On the
All right, Elvis Presley. So we're gonna be covering a few things. Nas, you haven't seen this movie yet, but what are your thoughts on the clips so far that you've seen, and what are we gonna get into?
Many different topics which we could go into. some autism related stuff, maybe delusion, this deep, deep belief in yourself to make sure that anything that you want comes true. So it doesn't matter what the neurodivergence is. This one, trick focus, this one narrow focus, and you're going to get it done no matter what, by any means necessary. And I admire that. We're going to see some weird clips of him dating, which is interesting. We get into that. We're going to see a lot of visualization. There's some really good stuff in here that I would like my clients to do. There's some stuff, that I know my clients do that we shouldn't do. And there's some stuff in there that, I know that I've done. You look at all these pictures.
Look at them while we're on a date. It's all about me.
You want to see all the memes on my phone? Oh, that's my ass.
How'd that get in there?
How did it get in there? Oh, that's Spencer ass.
Wait a minute. How'd that get there?
Oh, let me stop.
Yep.
Let's get into the show. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
I'm gonna show you off. Hey, I'm gonna show you off.
Asleep during those pictures.
I'm gonna. Jeez. All right.
It's me, a Spencer, and I'm here to talk about our longtime collaborator, Cure Hydration. Cure is a premium hydrating electrolyte drink mix made with organic coconut water and pink Himalayan salt with no sugar added. It contains 4 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. My go-to flavor is grapefruit, but if you're not into that, you can go and get their variety pack with 8 different flavors to sample. Go to curehydration.com or go to our link tree and use the code DSP20 to get 20% off your entire order today.
Hey, Roop, before I forget, I really appreciate you meeting me for lunch. I know how busy you are and how tired you are.
What are friends for, Jerry? You're talking about schedule. You're the one who looks tired.
Yeah, I know. It's the show. The pressure, the ratings, same guests, same questions. Just not enjoying it anymore.
That's the worst.
Listen, I really wish you would think about it again, okay?
He's starting again. He's starting up again.
Hey, it's not that big a deal to think. I'm asking you to just think.
I'm thinking. You're always telling me to think. That's all I do is think day and night about it. How can I not think about it? I mean, I've been sitting here at lunch with you, which I knew was the reason you invited me in the first place, and all I'm sitting here and eating for is to get guilty with you, right?
I'm asking you to take over the show for 6 weeks. I mean, what's 6 weeks?
I'll give you anything, but don't ask me to do 6 weeks. I can't take over the show for 6 weeks. I can't even take over my own life for 6 weeks. And you're asking me to do something that's impossible. It's impossible. Don't you understand? What?
What are you doing down there so late?
It's impossible. I'm trying to tell you that. What do you want? You want the tears to come out of my eyes?
There's gotta be a way you can work it out. It's just 6 weeks.
Excuse me, Mr. Pumpkin, do you think you could...
Yeah. Sure. What's your name, dear?
Dolores.
Dolores. That was my father's name. To Dolores, who sensed greatness. There you go, sweetheart.
Thanks, Mr. Pumpkin.
Don't mention it.
Rupert! Rupert, who are you talking to?
Mom!
What is it?
Please stop calling me. It's terrific. It's great. There's only one problem, though. He made you bigger.
Will you give me an answer?
All right, you got the 6 weeks. I'll give you the 6 weeks. Don't bother me. I'll give you the 6 weeks. What can I say? You happy now?
You're a tough man, Roop.
Well, you gotta be in this business. Well.
Waiter, can I have a fresh one?
Rita, who is your favorite movie star?
What is this, some kind of a game? No. Huh? You gonna tell me something about my character, my future, what?
Well, you'll see. Tell me. Everybody has a favorite movie star.
Well, I better come up with somebody or we'll never get out of here, right?
That's a little test.
Let's see. Marilyn Monroe.
Perfect.
I'll register, huh? That's her name.
She signed this when she was in New York doing her last publicity tour for the Misfits. That was her last movie, you know.
Yeah.
She wasn't a great actress, but she did have a real gift for comedy. You know, she died tragically alone, like many of the world's most beautiful women. I don't want to see that happening to you.
Who's this?
Burt Reynolds,
This?
Mel Brooks. He's what you call on funny. Others are just regular. Oh, that's Sid Caesar. He's remarkable. I really like him. He's great. Woody Allen. He's a very nice guy. He's a personal friend of mine.
Of course he is.
No, he is. Oh, that's Ernie Kovacs. He was wonderful. He was a great comedian, a great innovator. That was a great, great loss.
Well, I bet some of these are worth money.
Oh, yeah. Especially this one. Just hold it.
What's this?
Well, just take a guess.
God, looks like a retard wrote this.
The more scribbled the name, the bigger the fame.
That may be true, Rupert, but who is it?
R is the first letter.
Come on, Rupert, who is it? I'm tired.
Well, I'll give you a little hint.
Robert Redford.
Reagan?
No. No. That's Rupert Pupkin. Rupert Pupkin. I surprised you, didn't I? Take this as a gift. Take good care of that. In a few weeks, everyone is going to want one.
Rupert, you have not changed.
Just a couple of hours ago, do you know who I was talking to? Guess.
Your shrink?
That's very funny. No, Jerry Langford. That's right, the Jerry Langford. He gave me the go-ahead, Rita. Would you believe it? And you know what? Don't tell anyone yet, but you're looking at the new king of comedy. Why not me? Why not? A guy can get anything he wants as long as he pays the price. What's so funny about that? I mean, crazier things have happened. You don't understand what a shot on Langford means. That's coast-to-coast national TV, a bigger audience than the greatest comedians used to play to in a whole lifetime. A shot at a free ticket on the comedy circuit, a comedy show of my own, the Rupert Pupkin Show, everything. And all that leads in one direction, Rita. Hollywood. A beach house in Malibu, right on the ocean, and we'll keep a suite at the Sherry. Everybody stays there when they make it big. Way up top so we can look down at everybody and yell, "Hey, tough luck, suckers. Better luck next time." Come on, what do you say?
It sounds wonderful, Rupert. I wish you the best of luck, you know, but it's getting late and I'm a working girl. I gotta go home.
I don't get you. Here I am offering you a way out. Rita, every king needs a queen. I want you to be mine. This is a nice street. Nice building.
Thanks for your jacket, Rupert.
Oh.
Well, I guess you're entitled to come up and have some coffee.
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to impose, really. I know I can be...
What do you want, Rupert?
What?
What do you want?
What do I want? Rita, you still don't understand? I love you. I want to help change your life. If you just give me a chance.
Mr. Pupkin,
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Good.
I want to thank you for your tape. We listened to it with great interest.
Oh, good,
As a
good,
matter of
good.
fact.
Good, I'm
And
glad.
frankly, we see a lot of good things in what you're doing.
Oh, good,
We
good,
think
good.
you have a good potential.
Good,
Very
good,
good potential.
Good.
Which is why I'm going to be absolutely honest
Well,
with you.
that's the way you should be. Absolutely honest.
We just don't think you're ready yet.
Don't think I'm ready.
We just don't feel that right now you're right for Jerry.
Right for Jerry.
Some of the material, some of it is good.
Yes.
But some of the one-liners, for instance, are not very strong.
They're not very strong. In other words, you didn't like some of the jokes. Is that it?
That's right.
Good, good. I can take care of that right away. Just tell me the ones you don't like, and no problem. Actually, that's a great help. This is great.
Now, we think you have a good potential.
Uh-huh.
Your timing, by the way, is excellent.
Thank you.
But we feel you should keep developing your
Yes.
act. You ought to test it in a few live situations. I think that'd be very good for you. Now, there are a number of clubs in the city that you can try. When you start working in one of those, you give us a call. We'll send
Okay.
someone down to check you out. That's a promise. Okay?
Thanks.
You're welcome. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Miss Long, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you speaking for Jerry?
Yes, I am.
You are.
I am, and he has complete faith in our judgment.
Well, I'm sorry to have to say this, Miss Long, and I certainly don't want you to take it personally, but I have to tell you I don't. I don't have faith in your judgment.
Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. But I guess there's really nothing we can do about that, is there?
No, I'm afraid I'll have to disagree with you again, Miss Long.
Well, that's your privilege, Mr. Pumpkin. Now, would you excuse me, please? I have a great many things to do.
Miss Long, when will Jerry be back?
Mr. Langford won't be in until very late this afternoon. Mr. Pumpkin, we mean what we say when we thank you for stopping up. And we mean it when we tell you that you can call us when you start working, all right? Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey everyone, before we get into the show, please check out our collaborator, Bubs Naturals. They sell a variety of health and wellness products, including collagen peptides, MCT oil powder, coffee, apple cider vinegar gummies, and other amazing products. Go to bubsnaturals.com and use our code DSP20 to get 20% off your entire order. And with that, let's get into the show. We back again.
We back and we're live. Just like Robert. Wait a minute, what the fuck's his name? Robert De Niro. I almost called him Robert Downey.
Downest.
He went to let me stop. I'm not. So we back and we live. Just as live as that man's testicles. Robert De Niro is still pumping out them kids, so he got them. He got them good balls, boy. He got them. He got the test. He got them meaty clackers. He got them all.
Everything is off the cuff here. We don't practice anything we say.
He just
let it all fly.
Boy, just full of pickle juice, boy, just shooting.
The vinegar.
It smells like vinegar.
It's sour when you taste it.
Asparagus? All right, let's get into tell us about the show, Spencer.
Well, if you're a white man, you can always make it.
You fail up, they call it. Fail up. Yep.
So this whole movie's about Rupert Pupkin, and how he has this sense that he is going to be famous. He lives in his mom's basement, which is like covered in all these like cutouts of famous people and audiences, and he just everything he does, he just practice being a comedian slash a TV host. And at the time, there's this guy named Jerry Langford, who's played by Jerry Lewis, who's this mega TV host that everybody wants to meet, and he's just hugely famous. And Rupert is very infatuated with him, right? He wants to be his friend. He wants to be his co-worker, all that stuff. And so during the takes of the film, he's just imagining himself talking to Jerry, and it's all inside of his head. But he repeats it over and over, and he even talks to himself to get this practice and to talk to certain people, specifically Jerry and any other celebrity, right? Great thing. One thing I really like about this film is the fact that it has somewhat of a happy ending, right?
Low those.
Not a lot in Martin Scorsese films.
No.
You're either dead or in jail.
Yep.
Or just a piece of shit. And so, throughout the whole movie, he's going through this and he's telling himself, and he's telling everybody else too, that he's going to be famous. He's going to make it big one day. And everybody keeps on rejecting him, no matter who it is, whether it's, the girl he goes on a date with, whether it's the executive over at network television. Doesn't matter. He's always getting rejected, no matter what. And he's really the only one that kind of sees this vision. Uh, and so he kind of takes matters into his own hands and he kidnaps Jerry and tells the network that they have to give him a spot on the television show or else Jerry will die. Which in my personal opinion, you just wouldn't do it. He's just, doing it as threats. That's just me. And then he gets the television time and he does very well. He tells great jokes and he's not nervous at all. He just tells the jokes right out because he's practiced this over and over and over and over again. Um, and he knows that he can tell these jokes, that he can get in front of an audience and it's going to be fine. They arrest him. He goes to jail for like 2 years and then he comes out and he's a huge star and sells like his autobiography for like $1 million. And then he gets his own show at the end. Um, and so obviously on this show, we're not condoning any type of kidnapping of people to try and make it big. But at the same time, there is a perseverance, right? To make sure that you are seen no matter what, and that you are going to do whatever it takes to try and get to where you need to be, where you think you need to be. So I think there's a great message in that sense. Um, don't kidnap people.
Hey,
That's all I'm gonna say. Uh,
I mean, that's how I get all my girlfriends. We do not condone violence or kidnapping on this podcast.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
I
don't
really
condone it.
appreciate it. All right.
We might do it, but we don't condone it. I'm just joking. I have never done them. We do not. Stop. If you do,
Stop.
piece of shit. I'm done.
Oh, they're that type of podcast. So in this first scene, Rupert pretty much saves Jerry from this crazy woman, gets her out of the limo, and then they're driving together and he's telling him all about, what he does and how he wants to be really famous one day. And then after the interaction, he gets to talking in his head pretty much. And he's having this conversation all inside of his head with Jerry. And like, oh no, I can't do this show for 6 weeks. Oh, okay. I'll do this show for 6 weeks for you. I'll take over for you. It's fine. And all the while, his mom's yelling at him, just be quiet. Mom, please stop calling me. And so for you, Nas, have you done this before? Have you had those conversations with people that you haven't even met yet, or maybe have like one interaction with, but you know that you need to prepare to talk to them again just in case? Has that gone through your head before?
There's an address.
Where the bodies are?
There's an address. I'm gonna just let that sit.
Okay.
We're gonna, I'm gonna let it sit. There's an address. Okay. As we get into the podcast.
Jesus.
Hey, we already canceled. So now we arrested.
We gonna make it big.
We gonna make it big for real. I like all types of shrimp. So as we serious, because Spence just laid it down for that. Yeah, man, you know me. I like to visualize and replicate and replicate and replicate and replicate. I like to have one conversation in my head that I'm going to have with this individual. And then I usually have a multitude of different variations of that conversation in my head. So it'll be, if I ask Bobby, No, let me do it like this because that would be confusing. There was the Black Mirror TV show, the TV show, but there was the actual movie, Bandersnatch or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's all these different things. If you say yes to this or no to this, then all these branches and different outcomes happen. Kind of how my head is. I'll picture them saying one thing, then a different thing, then a different thing, and each branch there's a different thing that could happen, different alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that. Most folks that I know that are neurodivergent, mixed in with a little anxiety, mixed in with a little OCD, are the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the folks that are, neurodivergent on the spectrum, or just in general, like they don't have a lot of anxiety. They're not actually predicting and questioning and hypothesizing what other people are going to say. They're just kind of going about their day and they're kind of just chill. They're doing their thing. Then you have other folks that are more wound tightly like me, and it's about predicting outcomes, predicting needs and wants. Some of that is being on the spectrum. Some of that is growing up with trauma. And you're always trying to predict what the other person's going to say or what they're going to do because you're protecting yourself. And so you're learning how to manipulate situations into your favor. So he is doing his best because practice makes permanent, so that when he gets ready for the big dance, he will know every step and he's not going to step on anyone's shoes or toes. He will be ready to perform. Why? Because he's been there 1,000 times. He ain't no rookie to this, even though he's never done a show, but he ain't no rookie. So have I done it? Yes. And I have many clients with severe anxiety or OCD that, hypothesize these things and they're in their head all the time. Long as anxiety isn't too bad, this is a wonderful skill that I teach to a lot of people. And if the anxiety is too bad, the mental illness is too bad, well, now it becomes overwhelming. Now it's overstimulating. Now it's in getting in the way of your daily functioning. Because now you can't do anything. You can't eat. You can't talk to anyone. Why? Because you're so focused on that one subject that it fucks everything else up in life. And then you're not even going to do well because you're not eating, you're not bathing, you're not communicating, you're not going to sleep at the right times, right? So that line is there. What is obsessive and what is perfecting?
Totally.
Interesting tidbit before I kick it back to you is you think with all my theoreticizing and hypothesizing and therapizing that maybe I would be better at some of these job interviews and maybe be more predictive. But it's not about that. It's about me being out of pocket, me being me being a large brown male. That is obviously my Achilles heel on some of these things. I say this as I don't already have a good job now. I do, but it's interesting. I just thought about that. If I'm so good at prognosticating, Nostradamus, if you would say, then I should be able to predict better. But with clients, holy fuck, I am good.
Yeah.
I mean, someone the other day said, "You're so good at just psychoanalyzing me." He said, "I just enjoy it. My other therapists just sit there and listen." I said, "Let me guess. It was a white woman?" Yep. I thought.
I think we're going to touch a little bit more specifically on like your interviews and even my interviews too. In the third scene, when he's talking with the executive.
Yep.
But do you kind of go through this with your clients anymore, or is this kind of like, or do you not have to do that anymore?
Yeah, no, I used to. I used to. What movie was that? It's about predicting desires. There was New Girl. Predicting desires. Like Schmidt said that. So, I mean, yes, I would sit there and I would, think about clients all the time and stew on it. What will I say? How do I get them? How do I maneuver them into believing or understanding what we need them to get to believe or understand to where they can be a healthier version of themselves? Now, man, I done been through the situation so many times that there's no practice really needed. I just show up, fuck shit up, and then I'll go. Yeah.
Fuck it up.
Fuck it up. Because I've been there.
Right.
So since I've been there, now the anxiety's gone. Now I don't have to, think and think and think. I'm saying that every once in a while, though, I will think about what clients said or did. But it's not to predict things. It's to like, maybe I can ask a better question to get them to where I want them to go. So I might still stew on it, but it's very rarely does it overwhelm me. When I was younger, For the first 3-4 years of doing therapy, all the time. That's all I thought about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And kind of going along with that, I mean, where's like, is it only like new things that kind of get you on that anxiety level, that get you want to be more like you want to predict what's going to happen? And have you, I mean, have you wanted to actually do things to where like maybe you want to get back into the more predictive side and, try to maybe like analyze people a little bit more, just so that you could have maybe a little bit more of an edge when it comes to therapy. Sorry, that question was boring.
Yeah, no,
Yawning
I'm actually starting to get tired.
bitch.
I it's not about needing to predict anymore because now
Mm,
I learned something. You don't have to work harder than the client,
mm,
and so I was working way too hard, way too hard. So I feed back what you feed into me. Now, if you're doing a bunch of cool shit, hey man, I might go do some studying, some research, and this and that. I'll look into some stuff now.
right.
But I'm gonna give you as much as you give me.
Mhm,
Saying that, like I don't have to be that predictive there when it comes to like therapizing folks. Now, when it comes to new stimuli, new situations, specifically conversations with humans are the biggest thing that I rehearse and rehearse and rehearse.
right.
If you talk about, the recent, altercations with the job and that going awry, Pops is coming out way left fields with a whole bunch of stuff. And he's like, I thought of
Mm,
shit you wouldn't even dream of thinking about. It's
mhm,
him trying to predict what happened. Where did we go wrong? And I thought about some of those things, but then I also, just gave up thinking about some of
mhm,
those things. There's no need. Or Pops
right.
is still trying to solve the riddle.
Mhm,
And me and him already both know the answer. We know the answers. And it's fine. It's fine. But it's when I need to solve a riddle or crack a code to like better understand something or to manipulate or to get my way in a healthy way to advance my career, health, to have a conversation with an individual. But with clients, it's not that anymore.
mm,
It's not that. But every once in a while, I will be put in a sparring match, a verbal and mental sparring match with a client that's highly intelligent, that's laying game down.
mm,
Right there's some conniving going on. So I had one of those today. There's some games being played, and I can play the games right back at you too. And I called him
mhm,
out on it. Hey man, I know you got 3 different personalities. No, I don't. I said you showed me at least 7 today. Crazy
mm.
motherfucker. Uh,
Yeah.
and they be, yeah, 7. I'd be like, they be, no, I'm not. Yeah, you are. And I love those clients because it's nice to have an equal adversary.
Mm.
To be fair in therapy, though, I don't always like those equal adversaries because they're tiring. And I would hate to talk to my ass for 8 hours. Good questions, though.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I have to say, even on my end, um, sometimes I just want to let a conversation flow instead of trying to predict exactly what they say and then just have an answer right there. Now, it is helpful a lot of times to be prepared.
Yep.
Yes, totally. But at the same time, if they throw me a curveball, then what am I going to do?
Yep.
So I like to have more of a flow conversation. And yeah, I probably think about things a little bit afterwards, kind of like Rupert here, think about it afterwards. And maybe I think about what conversations I should have had instead.
That's a big one.
Right. Yes. That's kind of my thing, and how I go into, especially interviews or anything like that, those conversations. It's like what I should have said and stuff like that, or maybe I shouldn't have said this, blah 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 blah,
The
and
replay.
think about it. Yeah, and kind of have more of a regret rather than kind of looking forward towards something. So
I have that
uh,
with clients still. So I'd be like,
okay.
damn,
Hmm.
I should have said this, or maybe I could have said that, maneuver my way. So I forgot about it's the replay, it's the playback, it's the Monday morning quarterbacking.
Right.
That thing is still there.
Okay.
That's even there when like we go on little vacations, right? And I'm like, damn, man, I said this stupid thing to fucking Dom. And he said, I didn't even pay attention. I said, no, you were right about the money and the euros and shit, or whatever the Canadians do with money. I don't know.
Euros.
They got Canadian money.
The Canada dollars.
They got that French money.
Ugh. God,
Blech.
don't even get me started.
I know.
We're not getting to in this pod.
Blech.
Yeah, totally.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, I still do that. And to be fair, everyone does that.
Right.
All right, that was a pretty big generalization. So not everyone does that.
Literally every motherfucker.
Every person, hate that person.
We like generalizations on this podcast.
Yep. But literally everyone does that. I'm like, oh, so you hung out yesterday with some friends. How big of a piece of shit do you think you are afterwards? They all hate you? Oh yeah. Yeah, remember that one thing that you said? Yeah, they're all fucking laughing at you. They're all laughing at you.
You're fucking back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay though. You'll bury them alive one day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. All in the plastic.
I just immediately thought of Dexter.
I know, right? I was about to say a shout out to Dexter.
Yeah. He wasn't a good one.
He was, hey, until like the last season, he was one of the good ones.
He was one of the good ones. Okay.
Hey, one of the good ones. All right, jumping into the next scene. Rupert is going out on a date with this woman named Rita, who works at a bar. And he's very confident, goes right up to her, gives her a flower. And it's just like, hey, let's go on a date. Goes on a date and then immediately shows her all of the autographs that he's gotten from celebrities. And it's just the interaction. It's just, you could like her body language, you can kind of tell she's not into like the date afterwards. Yeah. But he's still all in it, and he still has the confidence, like, I love you, and hey, you can be my queen. You could be my Coretta.
You could. Coretta.
Coretta.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. And so I just love this interaction because you can tell he's just so excited to show her these autographs.
Yep.
And tell her about like how he is going to be famous one day. You keep my autograph because it's going to be worth something in a couple weeks, right? I think you've talked about it a little bit already, but you've seen this, like you want some of this confidence in your clients, right? It's like just be able to go up and talk to somebody and just tell them like, hey, we could be together. I mean, you probably don't open up with like, you could be my wife.
You could be
right off the bat.
You can be, I'm trying to save you. He kept saying like, I'm trying to take care of you, honey. I'm like, shut up.
But at the same time, she also offered him to come up and get coffee. He's like, no. I know I know how I am. I get it. You don't have to do all that.
Yep.
I just want to take care of you. That's it.
Does he end up dating her or no?
So they don't show it at the end, but he goes after he does the show, after the kidnapping, he goes back to the bar and actually shows her. The only thing he wanted to do was show her the episode that aired.
Mm-hmm.
And then he shows it to her and she's like, holy shit, you did that?
Yeah.
And then he gets arrested and then the cops are just talking shit. Like, those jokes sucked. And so
they're in his basement too now.
I would assume he did because he got like $1 million off that book deal. So it's like,
never
girl,
know.
I'm gonna take care of you.
Girl, I'm gonna buy you a drink. I'm gonna take you home with me. I got money in the bank. Shawty, what you know about that? I'll be in the Cadillac. Honey, like, ooh. Sorry.
Talk about pain. All right.
I'll put you in pain now.
They're bleeding. But yeah, so it's like with clients, it's like, do you want them to have that type of confidence, or do you want them to kind of like have like a, tone it down a little?
Tone it down. Keep it in your pants. I love it. So if I try to get a client to even get like 10% of him, we're good. We're Gucci.
Yeah.
So not only is it the confidence, which is like kind of awesome, but it's just also just overwhelming, and it seems like almost obsessive. Like you said earlier, like he's so focused about himself, and she's kind of put off by it. He's trying to impress her.
He also brought up like Marilyn Monroe. He's like, I don't want you to die either.
Yeah. So it was creepy. All beautiful women have tragic death. So he's saying some wonderful stuff, but they're landing wrong with the wrong emphasis, wrong tone.
Yeah, it's like, how many times did he practice that conversation?
I guarantee it. He just kept going and going and going. And I was like, this looks so neurodivergent. This looks so ADHD. This looks so narcissistic that a lot of humans, I don't care what gender you are, a lot of humans are going to watch this and be like, or if it's happening in real life, they're going to be like, no, I'm done. Because it's all about you. And you're saying you want to take care of me, but it's about you having me and owning me, not necessarily you being with me and loving me. But I love you and I want to take care. Well, taking care of someone is a form of protection, which is love. But it seemed a little perverted to him, and not like a sexual perverted, just a little polluted. But I've been there. I've been on dates where I just talk about myself and my job and how much love and fun I have, and you've been there on dates too. Or, you just talk, and you're just like, fuck this. I remember one girl was like, what, Nas? This was later. Later. Is in the morning.
Oh.
And they're like, I was getting ready to just have you to just go right home, and then you just start being weird and goofy and like having fun and this and that. And it was like awesome. And just like, you were annoying at the place. You didn't shut up. And I'm like, you asked me questions. I answered them. I don't understand. That was interesting. Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know if I was the murderer or they were, but everything ended well and they were a wonderful friend. But I that's when I realized, take it down a notch, Nas. Take it down. Maybe take a pause, let other people talk. So now I like to wait and let other people talk a little bit more. But then when it's my turn, fuck you. You're not getting the microphone back, you motherfucker. It's like a UFC fights. Give me the fucking mic.
I gotta say something.
Jesus!
I love black people.
Sounds like Colin.
Well, Michigan ladies, let me tell you something. But yeah, I mean, I've definitely been in those situations. And it's, so now, like, when you were younger, did you ever have like a problem kind of seeing those facial expressions and being like, I know they're not like into this conversation at all. Like, why am I even trying? Because Rupert didn't have any clue at all.
Yeah.
And so now, for me at least, I've now picked up a lot of those facial expressions, just being like, I know they're not trying to talk. I'll just be like, all right, well, thanks, bye.
Yep. You know what? I don't think I actually struggled with it that bad then.
Okay.
But like, even like the other day, me and homeboy were talking at the gym. He's like, hey man, I gotta go. I'm like, damn, I went too long, didn't I?
Just keeps on looking at his watch, just like,
yeah, man, I gotta go. So even with any conversation, I know that some of us can hold the microphone too long. And with ADHD, as we've seen in our podcast, some people will just go and go and go, and there won't be that reciprocity and dialogue back and forth. It's more of a lecture.
Yeah, and you start rolling your eyes, and you're just like,
yeah, you're like, I haven't talked in a while, and so like I'm just gonna kind of tune you out while you kind of go.
I'm gonna look at my computer. What's happening in the news?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if you're gonna peter yourself out. And so, I mean, that's happened to me. That's happened to a lot of folks. It's common sometimes with autism to maybe not understand the social cues or the norms, or the timer may not be in your head. Like, oh, that's enough. Also, sorry, hit my computer. Also, a lot of folks the timer is so short that they won't talk much at all. They'll be like, yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, you gotta give me something, kid. You can freely talk here. Is a safe space.
What is it?
A safe space. Safe space.
Fucking Muppet.
It's a safe space.
You move the head when you talk.
Yeah, it's just his neck. That's me.
All neck.
All neck. I had a student the other day, and they said, Nas, this is a safe space. And I said, pause. Just to let you know, if anyone says that, they're so full of shit that do not believe them at all. They will cancel you immediately because no one says that and actually means that.
Yeah, no. It's literally a time where it's like, I'm going to trick these motherfuckers and saying something stupid.
Also, I feel like a lot of people that say it's a safe space are usually the biggest, most wokest, most cancelable people that there are. And I just can't trust those folks. Yeah. If you say one wrong thing, they're going to lash out on you. They're not going to try to conversate or dialogue, right? Come to an agreement or understanding, educate, right? No, it's just like, I hate you. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah. As long as you fit what I want you to say,
it's a safe space.
A safe space.
Yep.
But if you say anything that's going to upset me, then you better get out of here, Buster.
Yep. Or if, it's a safe space and then you start talking real long, right? And going on your little neurodivergent rant. They're like, I'm done with you. I thought it was a safe space.
Nope. You thought wrong. Stupid.
Yeah. So it's hard for me to trust those things. Right. But it was just funny that a woman of color brought it up the other day. I said, like, stop. And she said, well, is this a safe space? I said, nope, because I will judge your ass.
Judging.
Yeah. Shame.
Give me a gavel because I'm judging.
Yeah. Judge Uji ain't got nothing on me. Judge Uji.
Judge Mathis. Hey.
What was homeboy? He wasn't a judge, but he was on at the same time. Jerry. Oh.
Complete opposite. That motherfucker is trying to get people in prison.
Yeah, true. Hey.
Yeah, keep talking about how you really have another baby daddy. Nice. And a gay lover. Interesting.
Yeah. It's my 7th kid.
What a lovely show.
It was. Did he die?
Yeah, Jerry Springer died. Maury is still alive.
Yeah.
Always get those old white men mixed.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of
what?
A lot of boomers. But again, back to the story is he does his best to woo her, and I actually do think he really likes her.
Oh, he actually really does.
100%. But he's all up in his head, and he just wants to say what he wants to say. Ooh, this is the thing. You get a lot of folks with OCD, anxiety, ADHD, autism, that there's some stuff that they wanted to say. There's some things that they predicted that they were going to say, and so they have to get it out because it was already in their mind that they had to say it. So now that obsession becomes a compulsion. That compulsion is you now saying those things. So you'll see it with some of my clients where they'll be waiting in the weeds. I'm like, you got something to say, do you? And they're like, Digimon! What?
Look at my card collection.
A student the other day, they're like, yeah, I got verbal Tourette's. I'm like, you do? I was like, what do you want to say? And then they said a slur, and I'm like, no, this is not a safe space.
No.
This is not a safe space.
No. You're like, no.
I knew it. It wasn't that slur. It was a different one. I'm surprised, though. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just like instantly, Beaner. I wonder why I didn't get that job.
Here we go. All right. So let's move on to the third.
Let's do
that. Right. So Jerry tells Rupert to give him a call, give his office a call after the interaction. And so, of course, in Rupert fashion, he does. And then he goes to the office and is like, hey, where's Jerry at? And then they tell him, hey, you have to send in like a demo of your comedy and see if we like it, and then we'll put you on the show. Of course, in like just corporation fashion, he gives them the actual tape of him doing like his little comedy show inside of his basement, not in front of a live audience, just him. And he gives it to them, And then, of course, they bring out the HR lady. HR. I'm the face of this corporation.
I met a lot of those HR ladies.
Yes, yes. They're all very soft spoken and give very general answers to your questions. Oh, why didn't you like it? Well, it wasn't just our cup of tea. Yeah. What are you gonna do? We just don't find you to be the right candidate for this
Oh,
position. Sorry,
too soon. Too
Sorry.
soon.
Believe me, I had one like the same day. They were like, nope.
Those are tough.
Those are very
That's
tough.
like
You're like, hey,
just a direct jab right in the tush.
they didn't even look at that.
They're like, Jesus, you hated me that bad?
I can't even get a 10-minute interview? Shit.
Yeah.
5 minutes?
Jesus,
5 minutes.
I can't even get a poke on Facebook. Jeez.
And so, personally, I find these very soft-spoken people to be tough to talk to sometimes because you are very in the moment and you have emotions about this because you want this. You really want this position, you want this job, you want calm down. Calm down, buddy. Stop biting your lip. All right, Bubba. All right. Shrimp. Um, and so you find these people that are just so emotionless to this because they have to be, right? They have to be
Yep.
like, oh, sorry, we can't really tell you these things.
Yep.
Um, even though you were trying to know so you can get better. That's all you wanted. You just wanted feedback to get better. And it's like, why are you judging my tape? You're not Jerry. You're not the guy I'm trying to impress. You're just the person in the background who's the face of the corporation, right? And sometimes I find these people a little bit more difficult to talk to because they don't have emotion in what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get to where my best is, you know? And so these people always try to just be all very calm. Hey, sorry, what are you gonna do? Sorry. Oh, maybe try next time. Oh, go into a live audience and then try out your stuff. He doesn't do live audiences because he doesn't feel like he can do that at the moment, right? He doesn't want to do just stand up. He wants to do everything else. He wants to be a TV host and things
Yep.
like that. It's different
It
situations.
is.
And so I don't know. You obviously you've had this experience recently. With a job and them kind of giving you just that general fucking answer to where, nah, even though you did a 11-hour interview
Yep.
and they couldn't even give you a call, couldn't give you even the time of day to just tell you, hey, these are the reasons. There's nothing personal. It's just because of this. They can't be real with you. They can't have a moment with you, even though that position meant a lot. It
Yeah.
meant a lot.
Meant a lot to a lot of people.
Yes.
Yep.
It's not just you, it's also your family.
Yep. Family, friends, mentors meant a lot to a lot of people.
Yes. And so I just wish, I wish I would kind of change in the HR game. I really do.
Yep.
I wish that sometimes these HR people can, and I understand the suing, all that bullshit,
Yep.
but give me a reason or give me something to where I can get better.
Yeah, I can work on, I can perfect, I can craft, I'm refine.
But I will say, he's a very abrasive guy.
Yep.
He's I'm going to sit here and wait until you give me an answer or until Jerry comes out. I want to know. And so he's seen as a weirdo
Yep.
in their eyes, especially in the fucking 80s.
Yep.
Think you're weird now? Back in the 80s, that dude was probably almost committed.
Yep. Probably.
And so it's just what in your eyes can you see what would you want different between these type of people that are, these kind of like HR people that give you this broad answer that, no feeling behind it. It's just a email that's been sent out 10,000 times.
It would be wonderful. And I do apologize for some of the yawning that are on YouTube and watching it. Because I knew I had one coming. there should be some type of plan or stipulation where we can be real and give real feedback to these individuals that make it to the later rounds. So maybe not even the beginning rounds, but the later rounds. So the second interview follow-ups, if you're a finalist, there should be like, hey man, this and this is your high marks. These are maybe some of your medium marks, maybe your low marks. It's not suable, right? It's things that you should be able to talk about to help educate people and to move them along. But it's not their problem, not their issue. Go fuck yourself, figure it out. But how do you figure it out if no one gives you that feedback? How do you know if you're, different? How do you know if you're being inappropriate or like too loud or right too annoying with friends or family members if people aren't giving you the feedback? Because if people are just going with it and treating you nice with kid gloves, then you just keep doing the same shit. And then that ends up molding into your personality. This annoying little fucking idiot. Or this abrasive individual, this person that raises their hand too much. If I don't know that it's wrong, if I don't know the playbook or the rules that we're all playing by, what are the rules? Tell me the rules and I will follow the rules. But it's a safe space. And we're going to tell you that it's okay to be you, but as soon as you be you, turns out we don't want to hire you. Not saying that's what happened with me. I'm not saying that's what happened with me, but I know that happens with a lot of people. That's why the rate of hiring for folks that are neurodivergent is very low. For folks that are on the spectrum, very low. What am I trying to say? The unemployment rate for folks on the spectrum, extremely high. Like we're talking like in the 80s and 90s. For a lot of folks that are low support needs, right, that pass, they're very good at masking, probably got jobs and they're doing fine. So it'd be wonderful if people could be more real and more honest with still being professional and militant on how they deliver the advice. It'd be wonderful if we just be more human with each other to try to teach and educate people. I love that he stayed there for the interview and he's like, hey, I want to do this. We're going to talk. We're going to talk. I'm going to try to get my way. And I thought he was just going to leave. And then I was like, nope, here it is. Cause he was taking it in stride, taking it like me, taking it in stride. Like eventually you learn to love the long D. But he's like, no, you know what? Fuck this. I don't agree with your opinion. And I think that maybe the way you see things is different than mine. And I think that maybe you're flawed. And I think maybe you're missing out on something that's big, that's me. So it's this almost narcissistic, almost this will to get rich or die trying that I admire. Yeah. If you do this in a company now, they probably will have you escorted out very quickly. If you are a person of color, very quickly, you're putting your life in danger now. So be cautious. It's a wonderful scene of perseverance. Most people wouldn't do what he did, and not to where you're sitting there, but even to question someone, they would never do it because they don't want to seem disrespectful. But you already lost the job, so fuck it. Tell your truth.
Yeah.
Tell your truth.
Take a look at my tape. The fuck.
Yeah. So I loved all the scenes today.
Yeah.
The first one where he's going through the visuals, very representative of what a lot of folks on this podcast are already doing. That one you could take into your therapist. You can take into your family members and show them this is what I go through. The second one on relationships. This is one for you to learn, to educate yourself, to start maybe being a little bit more intrinsic or introspective on what you're doing and maybe ask for more feedback. Ask for more feedback when you're going on dates or you've got friends or you're friends with Benny's thing. I don't give a shit. That'd actually be the safest one, the friends with Benny's. And then just kind of go with that, learn with that and start, not masking, but start refining a few things to where you're being a little bit more appropriate and reciprocal in conversation. We're talking about empathy, cognitive empathy. Where you're not saying things that are putting people off and look at all these things, look at all these things that I got. It's coming off like an asshole and a douchebag. So again, wonderful thing to educate, use your friends to, ping things off of and to refine your craft. Now, this is what I wish that people would do with the HR thing is, your friends, if you can ask them what's going on. Spencer told me earlier, it's about getting closure. Oh, technically you told me that in the last podcast.
Last show.
The last show. What was the last show we just did? The Neighborhood. The Neighborhood. So folks will have seen the Neighborhood episode before this one. It is about closure. It's about closure. So you're right. So you can perfect what you're doing so that you can get the next job. And then they end the PS. Good luck with your future endeavors.
Fuck you.
Like, that's all you about to say, dog. Like, y'all wined and dined me, like, and then you set me out to pasture.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Didn't work.
And they'd be like, hey, man, you should be so privileged to, even get the interview. Let me tell you something. This was the first time I've ever been in an interview where I felt like I didn't have to put on a cognitive show to prove that I deserve the job. I was told over and over and over, we just want to make sure you're a good fit for us. So you know how hurtful that is now to know that I actually have all the qualifications and I am a good fit for the job, but maybe they didn't like my personality. You didn't like my personality, but that can't be true because I got so far. So that means it was sabotaged at the end. Or maybe folks heard this pod and thought there was a lot of cancelable things. It is what it is. But that disqualified, you mean to tell me I was disqualified at the end? That's what it was. I was disqualified. So I need to know, why was I disqualified?
Yeah, totally.
Because I can help use it. I've already used it as a teaching tool in therapy for the last week and a half. Since last week, I've used it to teach and educate a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So no gunshot wound goes unused in my life. Every failure will be used to make other people more intelligent and stronger to where they get the jobs. If I fuck up, I will make sure that my clients do not do the same. So, you see, I got a little veracity here, a little viscosity here. But nothing goes for naught. Nothing goes for naught with me. Sad thing is Pops thinks it's his fault. And he went on this whole lecture about how everything's his fault. How is it your fault, man? Well, if I would have talked to you like this or that, or we would have been different, maybe I would have educated you more, the different choices in life. And I said, all right, well, that's bullshit, but whatever. You can feel that way. He said, also, I'm cursed. All my sins are falling on you and you're cursed. I said, stop it, man. Stop it. I'm at one of the highest, great job right now, good pay. We're healthy. We own a house, new car, phones, electronics. I don't know, doctorate. Yeah, how am I cursed? He said, you just didn't get to make it to where you wanted. I said, that Godfather scene was perfectly timed. We'll get there, Pops. We'll get there. Just calm down. Takes time. We weren't just handed things. So all of you listening, you have to be willing to bleed, to sweat, to cry. You have to be willing to almost sacrifice yourself and die for the things that you want. If you want something as bad as you need to breathe, as you want to breathe, you will get that shit. Delayed or deferred is not failure. You'll get there. Just a little delayed, a little deferred to another day. So it's wonderful clips to show that with that tenacity, you can achieve most things in life. You got to get a little lucky. You got to know some people. But if you got your mindset at something, dream big. Dream real fucking big. Get rich or die trying. Get rich or die trying. There's that song. Damn, maybe it's by Lil Durk. It's All My Life. And I've been waiting for someone like you. But it's not about someone like you. It's about, and it says, all my life, people have been doubting me. It's like an awesome song. Any song that goes my life is going to be a fucking banger. FYI.
Hey, the game.
Yep.
My life.
Yep.
It's good.
Fucking Imagine Dragons got one, My Life. That shit's all about fucking drugs and like fucking narcotic use and just like, this is what my life came to. And I got a new phone now, so I can't even log into the thing, but everyone doubts you. The whole thing of the song is that everyone doubts you, and then you finally make it. Wonderful scenes. This last one is a motivational one, especially with the story that he ends up making it at the end, and he had to do his own prison time. All of us have to do our own prison time. Whether that's cognitive, it's mental, right? That's isolation from friends or loved ones. All of us are doing a bit. I don't know how long your bit is. I don't know how traumatic your bit is. But if you can survive it, holy shit. Like the Good Dinosaur clip that we did, it's right on the other side. Maybe you're like, Naj, you're full of shit. You don't believe this shit. If I don't believe this shit, I probably would have, checked out and ended my life a long time ago. I believe this shit 100%. You just keep going and you keep going and you keep going. And if you're a person of faith, which I'm a spiritual person, the goodness is on the other side. The pinnacles that I've reached does not mean I'm going to stop and then it's over. You just keep going and breaking more barriers. I'll pause on this. You can fail and then create synthetic happiness, which is like this fake thing saying, I didn't really want it. No, I wanted this one thing. He really wanted to be on that show. But since he got rejected, he could have walked away and said, I didn't really want to be on it. I could do something else. Or this and that. Synthetic happiness. You're making yourself feel better. I think it's okay to be miserable about something and then start building your way back up. You don't always have to start being like, I didn't really want to date your ugly ass anyways. Pause. I mean, yeah, pause. You were smelling the bottom of their chair like you wanted them. Hey, we all been there.
You ugly.
You smell purty.
You're ugly, but you smell amazing.
Real quick. Some people just smell good as hell.
It's a natural musk.
Musk, or they got the perfume, cologne, makeup. Sometimes you just walk past someone, doesn't matter what gender, and you just like, damn.
You got me.
You just smell. You just smell like you look good.
Smell like Chinese food.
They smell like burnt grease.
Hell yeah, my favorite type of smell.
And MSG
makes me hungry for more.
Motherfucker, you smell like orange chicken, man.
Hey. I'll take it.
That should be hitting. We had some fucking orange chicken, chicken. I don't know. We had orange
chicken. The brand orange chicken. What?
Orange chicken.
Orange chicken.
Orange chicken. And it is actually shrimp though. But yeah, wonderful clip. As Spider-Man said, I'm gonna do me. All of you, hopefully that you can do that, but you can also align with the things that you want to do.
You misquoted that so bad.
I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna be myself.
I'm gonna do my own thing.
I'm gonna do me.
What's Spider-Man? I think you watched the wrong Spider-Man. It's like Tubi Spider-Man.
Well, I couldn't afford to watch that Spider-Man, so I had to watch the porn.
Oh. And on that note,
hey, put some seasoning on this, whatever you want, and then let's get out.
All right, everybody, if you haven't already, go check out The King of Comedy. It's on Hulu. Wasn't on any like streaming services last time I checked, so go check it out now. It's a great film. Martin Scorsese never really misses, so
Aren't we doing this though because it's a prelude to something else?
Yes. So this is actually going to hop into the Joaquin Phoenix, the Joker, which is actually interesting because Robert De Niro is then the Jerry of the Joker.
Right. Yep.
So it's kind of cool how we flip-flopped that. And then, so yeah, we're going to be doing that film after this because it's a great prelude to it. But they talk a little bit more. The Delusion is a lot bigger. In
grander.
The Joker. Yes, grandiose.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an amazing podcast once we get to filming that. So, everybody out there, just remember, keep on trucking, keep on going,
please.
Because no matter how much rejection you got, you can still keep on making it and do your own thing. Don't kidnap people.
No,
don't do that. Don't do anything illegal to get to where you got. I mean, like, if you're gonna do some side hustle,
forgery. I'm okay with forgery.
Yeah, just write a couple names.
Yeah,
kidnapping. That's all it is, really.
Draw a line of kidnapping.
Hey, no one really uses a checkbook anymore, but you know what? If you gotta do it, do it. Just kidding. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
So thank you everybody for watching. before we go, please go check out our great collaborator, Cure Hydration. They're fantastic. They're great. You get dumbass. You can hydrate all the time with some great flavors. Also, you can get a code off DSP or DSP20. Go to the link down below in the description,
Yes.
and you get your fucking discount off. All right. Also,
I like to
before
get
we
it
go,
off.
shout out to Peace Collective. We visited them while we were in Canada. We want to be a collaborator with them, and so I'm going to make this into a clip, and I'm going to make us a collaborator.
Yeah.
And so go check out Peace Collective. They give actually some money back towards mental health institutions. They're a Canadian brand, but they are fantastic, and they have a lot of great collaborations with other uh, not only sports teams, but great pop culture
Yep.
icons. They had a Barbie collection. They have the Peanuts gang, which is symbolic, especially to me, because it's from Minnesota.
Yep.
So please go check out the Peace Collective.
Yes.
And hey, Peace Collective, make us a collaborator. I'm going to at you on this. So make us a collaborator.
We love you.
Anyways, I'm Spencer. That's Nas. This is the Different Spectrums podcast.
All right, everyone. Much love. And remember, take care of yourselves.
Or don't.
And that's completely up to you, homie. Peace.
Mom.
Jesus.